In this video, we are going to build a custom report from scratch. The scenario is a real one that most nonprofit admin face. A grant funder has specific data requirement and you need to pull exactly the right number from NPC. Let's build it. We will cover when to build custom versus use standard, how to choose the right report type, the report builder interface, and then we will build a service deliveries report for a grant funder together. The rule I use is simple. Start with a standard report and customize it if needed, or build custom if the standard doesn't serve your needs at all. As you look at this slide, think of each row as answering a different question in the process. Standard plus minor filters is the preferred when possible. That is what you look at when you need fast, low maintenance delivery. Standard plus derived grouping is the moderate customization. That is what you look at when you need good for recurring stakeholder asks. Custom report is a unique object mix or logic. That is what you need when you need funder specific compliance needs. Joined or multi-block is the complex comparative analysis. That is what you look at when you need executive deep dive review. If you remember one thing from this slide, remember that each object has a distinct job. Once that clicks, the rest of the module gets much easier. This comparison is really about choosing the cleaner operating model. On the left, weak build approach usually looks like start without requirement clarity, overload with unnecessary fields, and no naming or filter standards. On the right, strong build approach looks like document business question first, select minimal required field, and used explicit naming and cadence tags. If I were guiding a team, I would deliberately steer towards the right-hand pattern because it creates a more stable process and cleaner records over time. In practice, this is the sequence I would follow. First, confirm with stakeholder the question. Next, select correct report type and objects. Then build custom filter and groups. After that, validate totals and publish. The reason I like this approach is that it keeps the records predictable. Once people start jumping steps, cleanup work usually shows up later in the reporting and audit trails. Let's look into the OR. We are going to create a new report. Let's create a report. Let's close this one first. We are going to create a report where we need to get a grant, and for that, we need to tell them whether we are meeting the targets or not. For that, we'll make a report on outcome. Select the report type outcome with indicator results. Let's start the report. We'll say, show me all outcomes, all time. Over here, let's add the target value. Let's add the result value. Let's add the program. And let's group it by program. So we are going to group this by program. We will run the report and we'll say do not show us detailed rows. So over here, if we are answering a question, we can tell the funder that For this particular program, Community Nutrition, we target 9,000 as our value, and in reality, we have got 9,874. So we have met our target. Similarly, for food, the target was 426. Our result is 1,777. So we have achieved the target. Like this, we can create custom report to meet the custom requirement. Now let's look at the summary. Build custom report when standard doesn't meet your specific needs. Summary reports are the workhorse for nonprofit grant reporting. The report builder has three zones: fields, preview, and filters. The key design decisions are your groupings, filters, columns, and summary fields. And good naming, shared folder, and a description make your report library usually rather than just existing. In the next module, the last in module 6, we are building a dashboard. We are going to take a few of the reports we have created and display them as visual tiles that Hope Foundation leadership team can monitor at a glance. Before we leave this topic, I want to leave you with a few quality standards you can actually use. For naming convention, use program plus metric plus period so you go fast. Describability. For filter documentation, store assumption and report description so you get auditability. For owner assignment, set report maintainer so you get the long-term reliability. This is the part that keep an org usable 6 months from now, not just a day after implementation.